Where do we start, man? Where do we start? Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2, another defeat at St James's Park, another agonising one, another painful one, another really, really frustrating afternoon up in the northeast. And I think the one word to describe that Tottenham performance was just wasteful. Just wasteful, man. I mean, look at the state of my face. Look how red it is from where it's annoyed me. It's so in my head about it. Look, Tottenham played well in parts of this game against Newcastle. I have no problem saying that. Tottenham played well for large periods of the game. We dominated possession. We dominated the chances. We played most of the game in their half. But if you are a Tottenham fan watching this, we all saw that winner coming. We all saw that Newcastle winner coming. For those of us that have supported the club for years on end, since we were kids, since we were young, we've seen it tens, hundreds of times over our lifetime, where Tottenham go out, they dominate a game of football, they play relatively well, but they don't take their chances. And then they get punished. They either draw the game or they lose the game. And today was the worst possible outcome. You put it on them for 80, 85 minutes, and then inevitably we get caught on the counter, and it's the easiest goal they've scored all season. There's so much that I could talk about in regards to this game. And I mean, what are we doing, man? There was a chance at the end of that game. Brennan Johnson plays a nice ball across the face of goal. Son and Kulusevski have both dropped off onto the edge of the box. We don't commit in the box. We don't make the right decisions in the final third of the pitch. It's the third game of the season. So I'm not going to sit here and say everything is falling apart and everything is horrible. I'm not going to do that, right? Because we have a horrible record at Newcastle away. We have a horrible, horrible record at St James's Park. And today hurts, man. Today hurts. Oh man, so wasteful. But do you take positives out of it? I'm really conflicted. Part of me wants to sit here and just talk to camera about how horrible we were in the final third, because we were. I have no problem saying it. Sonny played up top at some points throughout that game. Kulusevski played up top some points throughout that game. And we just didn't have anything. We were just shooting from the edge of the box, and Pope was making relatively comfortable saves. And I think Pedro Porro had 6 shots himself. The most shots from a defender without a goal since João Cancelo however many years ago for Manchester City in the Premier League. 2, do better in possession and with chance creations in the final third. Otherwise, we're going to see carbon copies of that game multiple times this season. It is, without a doubt, the most frustrated that I have been with a game so far this season. I am more frustrated from this game than I was for the Leicester game. And there were good things about this performance today. There were good things about the Leicester performance, but the good things about these performances are only coming in dribs and drabs. We're not doing it over the full sort of 90 minutes. We're throwing things away. We threw the game away today. We threw it away. They were there for the taking. Newcastle were rubbish. They were not good. They're buzzing with that win. They're absolutely delighted because they know they've nicked it. They know they've picked that up out of nowhere because we handed it to them. We're pushing so many men forward, and I know that's how Ange likes to play. I know that's Ange's system. It took 2 passes for them to be through on goal. It was the same against Leicester. It was the same. They play one ball in behind the fullback and they are in. If the centre-back's not covering around them, they've got the space. And then it's just a simple tap across to Alexander Isak, who has the easiest goal of his entire career. And then from that point, you never back us to get another equaliser, to get back in the game. The sting's been taken out of us. We still had 10 minutes to try and get an equaliser to that game, but we never looked like we were going to score again after that. I want to say, because the game was crying out for Dominic Solanke today. It was crying out for Dominic Solanke. We needed a focal point as a striker. We needed that poacher that person that's going to be composed in the box where it matters, to be on the end of those crosses. But half the time we were just crossing to no one. Playing balls to no one. Doing the hard part. Odebert beating his man and then perhaps crossing to no one or crossing out a player, whatever it may be. Kulusevski perhaps doing the same down the right-hand side. But we were just limited to having shots outside of the box. To do better in possession and with chance creations in the final third. Otherwise, we're going to see carbon copies of that game multiple times this season. Stats tell the story of the game. We had 20 shots, only 6 of them on target. Newcastle had 3 shots on target, scored 2 goals from them. They had 34% possession. 34% of the ball at home, in front of their own crowd. They were happy to just let us have the ball because they sat deep with a 5 at the back without possession and we couldn't break them down. We couldn't fashion those clear-cut chances. We didn't even score today. It was an own goal. We had to chop and change and try different things, so many different things. Sonny going out onto the left and then coming into the middle. Kulusevski playing as that false 9. Then we bring on Timo Werner, man. We bring on Timo Werner. And it's just, then we're making stupid fouls in the last couple of minutes when we're trying to put pressure on them. We don't... I hate being this negative about it. I hate being this angry about after watching a Tottenham game, and I want to be measured. And I'm going to talk about the positive stuff because I feel we deserve to talk about the positive stuff as well. And I will say that. But the subs today weren't the subs. They weren't great. They weren't good at all. Rodrigo Bentancur comes on, gets himself booked straight away, passes it to the opposition a number of times. Timo Werner... I'm not going to talk about Timo Werner. Timo Werner comes on. Lucas Bergvall didn't really get in the game. Defensively, we are so open. And it plays into Newcastle's hands perfectly, what happened defensively. Romero charges up the pitch and he leaves us even shorter at the back because both Porro and Udogie are so committed in the attacking phases. And just the entire game, you were relying on the fullbacks to make sure that we either get across or create a chance from it. Because if we lose the ball, which we did on occasions, we were caught so short at the back. All it took was for Newcastle to play a ball down the channel for one of their runners, and then they have the chance from there. They create the chance to score from there. The good things about Tottenham's play today. We kept the ball really well. We played well under the pressure. We beat the press. That's why we had more of the ball than Newcastle. When they pressed us, we played around it really well. Fine. That was really good. I have no issues with that. We won a lot of our duels. I thought Radu Dragusin did a really good job coming in at centre-back today. Won a lot of headers, won a lot of key tackles. Did a great job. I think we defended set pieces relatively well, considering Newcastle are a really big team. I think we did that really well. But if you're going to go away from home to a top 6 side or a top 8 side or whatever Newcastle might be these days, you have to take your chances when you get them. If you don't, you'll be punished. I'm telling you, all of us who were sat there at 1-1 and we were pushing and trying to find the winner, all of us had that in the back of our minds or in our minds, we could end up conceding and losing this game here. Because we've seen it. We've seen it all before. I'm going to say this, and I'm not putting any blame on Ange for this. Because the players on the pitch today didn't make the right decisions at the attacking end. If they had, we would have scored a lot of goals. Newcastle are not the same team this season that they were 2 seasons ago when they got into the Champions League. They are not. They struggled against Forest in the Cup. They struggled against Bournemouth. They struggled today. But with the way that Eddie Howe sets them up, that deep block, catching us on the counter-attack, hitting, springing on us down those channels, it was perfect for them. And I feel like we played straight into their hands. So, okay, we're going to be susceptible to these chances. They're going to have chances at goal. But then, We have to take the chances at the other end. Because if we take the chances at the other end, we score 3-4 goals. And it's fine. You get back into a game at 1-1, you sat there thinking, yeah, here we go. We're on the ascendancy now. We're going to get that goal. We're going to get the win, and we deserve it. And it's going to be brilliant. We're all going to have a happy Sunday, watch the Liverpool-Manchester United game. Fantastic. Brilliant. Tottenham did a Tottenham. I'm not going to use the word, but Tottenham did a Tottenham. We have to reset and go again. They're sending us into the international break again, miserable and annoyed at a performance. But it was a dominant performance, so I guess we take that as the positive. At least we didn't get battered. At least we had control of most of the game. We just didn't take our chances. We didn't take our chances, man, and we got punished. We have to sort that out. We need Dominic Solanke back fit. Against those teams, he would have been perfect for this game. Perfect for it. I'm really, really disappointed. I'm really annoyed. So frustrated. Look, I'm not going to get into the conversation about signings and this is what Spurs fans were so happy about in terms of signing Bruno. I actually thought Odegaard had a pretty decent game. Second game in Spurs away to Newcastle was a tough one. I thought he did relatively well. Basuma I thought was good again. Udogie I thought was good. Brennan Johnson I thought he was good when he came on. So we give him props for that. But we didn't have the killer instinct. We didn't have the ruthlessness that we need to beat these teams. If we want to move up in the table, if we want to compete with those teams that finished above us last season, we have to be better. We have to be more clinical. We have to be scoring more goals. We play an attacking system of football. There is no excuse not to score goals. I'm going to reflect on the game. I'm going to watch some bits back. I'm going to do a breakdown. I'm going to do some research. But I'll be going live on Monday at some point to do a bit of a breakdown. Come and get involved. Come and talk to me about the game, what you thought. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the game today, what went wrong, what needs to improve, what needs to change going forward. It's Arsenal at home next. Doesn't get any easier. We have to sharpen up over the international break. Thank you so much for watching. I know some of you and probably all of you are feeling just as frustrated as me. I guess the good thing is it's only the third game of the season and there's a lot of time to improve and get on a, better path. But we'll see what happens. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week. And as always, come on, you Spurs.